In every state, only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, Wichita, it's Jacob Albrock. Stay right there for the latest breaking in sports talk. It's Sports Daily, coming up next exclusively on 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
From the Accident Recovery Team Traffic Center, don't worry about me, I called ART.
Traffic. Main roads are looking good and running at posted speeds, but there is a 5-minute construction delay on Southeast Boulevard northbound at 31st Street. Also be aware of road work on I-35 in both directions between 21st and 37th Streets. There will be intermittent ramp and lane closures throughout the day. From the Accident Recovery Team Traffic Center, that's your Odyssey Wichita traffic.
Weather.
Good morning, and here we go again. Mostly sunny, breezy, and very hot today. South winds 15 to 25 and a high of 107. We'll see a few storms, mainly northwest of Wichita this evening. Otherwise, partly cloudy and warm. 78 is the low. Partly cloudy, breezy, 103 on Friday with a small chance of an afternoon or evening storm. Mostly sunny, breezy, and hot Saturday, high 105. That's your forecast from Storm Team 12. I'm meteorologist Jake Dunn.
I love the app because it's so easy to use.
The app is fantastic. I can listen to my favorite shows, catch up on news, and discover new music all in one place.
97.5 and 1240 KFH. Always live on the free Odyssey app. This is 97.5 and 1240 KFH. Wichita, K248CY Wichita, KNSS HD2 Clearwater, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Hey, Wichita, it's Jacob Albrock. Stay right there for the latest breaking in sports talk. It's Sports Daily, coming up next exclusively on 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Brad Evans here to help you beat the boots with Westwood One Sports. In New England, Travion Henderson may be luring backers, but the smart money is on Ramondre Stevenson. In what should be close to a 50-50 timeshare, Stevenson should rack the yak. Give me the over. Ramondre, 600.5 rush yards at minus 110. Hashtag Team Huevos. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today.
2 hours ago, Kyle arrived at the bar.
Hey, what's everyone drinking?
30 minutes ago, Kyle got his friends another round of drinks.
Cheers!
5 minutes ago, Kyle decided to drive home drunk. A minute ago, a law enforcement officer pulled up behind Kyle.
Sir, have you been drinking tonight?
A chain of events that began 2 hours ago is about to change Kyle's whole world. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
The Browns named Deshaun Watson the starter for the first preseason game. The plan is that they're going to start Shedeur Sanders for the second preseason game. This is a real competition. I never really thought that it was. I always thought that the idea of these two competing was because, well, what else do the Cleveland Browns have going for them in Big 2026? At this point, if Deshaun Watson loses, he might as well retire. I'm Denton Day.
You gotta download the app.
Gotta get the Odyssey app. 97.5 and 1240 KFH. Listen live on the Odyssey app.
And now... Hey, Rocky, watch me pull a rabbit out of my hat. Huh. See? Nothing up my sleeve. Presto! Wrong hat.
Now here's something we hope you'll really like.
Now, from Wichita's most listened to sports radio, 97.5 and 1240 KFH. This is Sports Daily.
I got a lot of problems with you people.
Well, Rocky and Bullwinkle Pull, is that a tribute to Brady's new daily segment, the Sports Daily Pull? Maybe it is. Max, those are some good ones today, Max. Appreciate it. Max Power producing. I'm Jacob Albrock alongside Brady Bowman. This is Sports Daily. We're coming to you the next 3 hours live here on the air, KFH, ready for a Thursday. right? We've got all kinds of fun stuff today. You can call us at 869-1240, email us at sportsdaily@kfhradio.com. You can get in touch with us via the social channels, Facebook, YouTube, X, where the show streams. You can leave comments there. We can get them. You can also leave us your voice messages through the Odyssey app. Super easy way to get in touch with the program if you just have a thought and need to get it off your chest. Thanks also for watching us always on 12 News Connected. We have a fun show today. We've got Kevin Saal, kind of after a summer off, popping by later this hour. We have a lot to catch up with Kevin Saal on. We won't be able to get it all in today, but we're going to get back into the rotation and do some things. But most notably, we got to talk about the contract extension, the retention of the summer. We got to talk about what's going on with this college sports legislation, get the latest there, and maybe try to trickle into some other things that have been happening. But we'll do our best to cram it all in. We've also got Tim Fitzgerald coming up next hour to talk some K-State as we get some stuff. We talked to Wyatt Thompson yesterday. We're kind of learning a little bit about the Cats. Want to check in with him too on the basketball program, how that's going, maybe a little recruiting mixed in there with Fitz. So I'll have that for you today as well. We will preview the AFC West. That's going to take some time. We're going to have some fun with that one. The AFC West, of course, home of the Kansas City Chiefs, on your home of the Kansas City Chiefs, right here on the Odyssey family, I should say, of networks. So we're excited about all of it. It's all what's on tap, brought to you by the Wichita Brewing Company, featuring Oztoberfest, the deeply copper-colored German-style brew that'll make you click your heels, grab your stein, and follow the copper brick road to the land of Oztoberfest. Wichita Brewing Company, pizza and beer made here. Brady, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Jacob. This is the last show for me of the week and the last show ever for my poor wisdom teeth.
Oh man, Brady is taking care of some business. I'm going to guess that needed to be taken care of about 25 years ago.
Well, really, I didn't hear from dentists about the wisdom teeth until probably the last few years. Honestly, probably like the last three, we'll say 3 to 5 years. I've kind of been warned about like, hey, that's going to be more of a problem, I guess, later.
Late bloomer?
Yeah. Well, story of my life, but also like one of them got a cavity in it. And that's where it kind of like, I noticed that pain like probably 2 weeks ago. Antibiotics are wonderful. That's kind of been helping the pain and the infection that kind of got going there, but we're finally taking care of it here about 5 or 6 hours from now. So.
Oh God, I don't envy you. I remember mine vaguely. I had like another minor mouth surgery involved at the same time, and just like coming back to it, my parents' living room, and I think that night I bled everywhere, and I had to like I don't remember everything. It was not cool, but you'll do great. You'll be fine. Yeah. I'm sure. You'll do awesome.
Well, I mean,
have somebody record you on the funny gas though. That's always the best.
No, I'll be asleep.
But that time where they're getting you ready, you still get a little loopy, or when you wake up. Either one.
Yeah, either way.
Great.
Yeah,
had to have a hand surgery a few years ago, and apparently was asking the nurses to make sure I didn't poop on the table. That was apparently what I was concerned about as I was about to go under. But it's always fun. Concern. You need to get that. You need to get that audio. Like let somebody record you when you're coming to and loopy, and we can play that over the air.
Oh, that could be dangerous.
As long as it's. I mean, we'll have to listen to it first. Make sure it's PG-13. But
yeah,
but
I'd like to keep both my jobs. So.
Yeah. We will have Travis Kelce sound from Chiefs camp coming up here in just a few minutes. We'll take you to St. Joe, let you listen to Travis Kelce. First time. Get a lot of first times out of Chiefs camp. First time since he's become a married man. See if anybody had.
He's saying all the right things so far.
Had the stones to ask him about the pooch, have a little fun with him. I don't know. We'll listen. We'll find out, because that was apparently the story there for about a week, and then he looked really good, and everyone kind of stopped talking about that. But that's how things go. So we'll have that as well. We'll have headlines that I missed. We will have Brady's Sports Daily poll. We've got to do it again here. Day 3 of the poll. New pack incoming, headed your way. I know that people are setting their watches to it. We've got to break down Daniel Lynch's second start as he continues to stretch out and try to be a starter. Well, those dazzling numbers are starting to diminish as he's putting in some starter innings, as he doesn't do a great job again last night, but we'll go through it as the Royals get swept by the Dodgers. So we'll have that for you as well on the show. It's a busy Thursday. You can kind of feel, Brady, you can kind of start to feel the tides turn to the fall a little bit. Now, not by the weather. Pay no attention to what's happening outside.
Yeah, that's not feeling it that way. No.
We've got high school football practices starting next week. I know a boatload of kids are going back to school today. So, for any parents riding around in the car right now, maybe you're on your way to school. Maybe you have just dropped off and headed home. Good luck. Hang in. There's going to be a great year. It's going to be a great year. It's the best day of the year at school. First day of school is exciting. Hope everybody has a wonderful school year. And if we are a part of your drive to and from school, we're glad to be here for you. I'm sending 3 off to school too, and 1 to middle school, and I'm freaking out about it. I don't like it one bit.
Is this first year middle school?
First year middle school. Middle
school's
I think it's a little different probably than you and I were in middle school. I get that sense. People seem to be a bit nicer. Now kids seem to be nicer in person and probably meaner online. It would be my guess at it. Now
fair guess.
We haven't gotten into any of that, thankfully, thank the Lord. But the kids are kind of nice. They stick together. And now, schools everywhere, all across the state, they're cutting back on all the electronics and the online stuff, and hopefully that'll help them. But it's a crazy day. Middle school's tough, man. Middle school's tough.
I remember.
I finally understand what my wife is talking about when she's like, "Were you even paying attention to a word I was saying?" Like, I finally understand that now. I get that sentiment. We got to do better, guys. Like, we got to do better, because that's crazy. But I experience it now talking to a middle schooler. Like, we've been talking for 3 minutes. Have you been listening to me at all? What? Like, oh man.
The classic.
Oh man. Karma. Man, we've been doing that to our wives for a long time. But good luck, everybody out there in the world of school. It's a lot of them. A lot of kids going back today, tomorrow. So have the best year. We're excited to get high school football going again. Colleges will be starting again. That's what I mean. Like, don't let the weather fool you. The season of change is coming. But here we are. It's August 13th. A little early, in my opinion, but that's when we do this now. So We're doing it. All right. When we come back, we're going to get you out to St. Joe. We'll let you listen into what Travis Kelce had to say yesterday. Continue to do a little of that. It's growing on me, Brady. It's growing on me to take folks out to Chiefs camp and let them listen into the interesting people, especially as they kind of go for the first time. But Kelce, he got a lot to talk about here. He decided to come back. He didn't have to do that. A little wedding talk with the world's #1 celebrity couple, our royal family, right? Our version of it. Here we go. Let's do it. Let's go to St. Joe next. We've got Kevin Saal later this hour, Tim Fitzgerald next hour. It'll be a fun Thursday. Stick with us. 3 hours live here on KFH and Sports Daily. Don't go away.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
310-1 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you
and inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea.
With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. It is Sports Daily. Glad to be here with you on a Thursday. Jacob Albrock, Brady Bowman. And we are getting you ready for, Brady, for football season. That's the goal, right? We're going to pick the AFC West later in the show. We're going to kind of preview it, go top to bottom, and really just dive in head first to the division. So we'll have that later in the show. But let's take everybody out to St. Joe again. It's been an eventful day of interviews this week from Andy Reid, of course, is always going to be of interest out there. And we recently had Patrick Mahomes from over the weekend. Eric Bieniemy's been back. We heard from Rashee Rice. And then we hear from Travis Kelce yesterday for the first time since all his fun this summer. So let's take you there now. Let's go to St. Joe. This will be Travis Kelce yesterday, talking from Kansas City Chiefs camp.
Travis, before we get into the football stuff, how was your wedding, the rest of your summer? What's it like?
It was a fun off season, man. Wedding was the best night of my life, and I appreciate everybody who came out and celebrated and had fun with us. And that's about all I really got from that night. It was a crazy night. It was full of a lot of celebration, but it's football, baby.
Last year you joked about spending a year of your life in the dorm south of New something about it.
I mean, it's always going to be my sanctuary. I think St. Joe's got a special place in my heart. A time and you need to have these days. You need to have this time of grinding with the guys, being around them all day, every day. You start to create that chemistry and that standard of how we're going to do things. And this year it's ramped up even more, especially on the offensive side of the ball. And man, it feels good to have the leaders out there, all feeling the same thing.
Travis, I talk to a lot of guys in pro sports, and they tell me when they get to the league, they want to do three things: win a championship, take care of their family, stay healthy. We've been fortunate enough to do all three. So what motivates you to still come out here and still want to play for us?
I still got a lot of love for this game. I still think I can go out and play at a high level, and I want to go out there and prove myself that I could play at a better level than I did last year. And I think that's probably the biggest thing for me is making sure that I'm accountable for the guys in this room and every single play that I'm out there.
That's what motivates you to change from year one to
I mean, year one, I was just trying to make the team, I guess. So I think this year, not only making the team, but trying to figure out how I can bring guys along with me and show them how to play championship football. I think that's a big thing. And then be able to just, enjoy these moments with the guys that I've built this culture with, and Coach Reed and guys like Pat and Chris Jones and George and everybody. So. I mean, all aspects of football, man. Being more accountable when the ball's in the air. There were a few games last year that I feel like I put on myself. In the blocking world, being able to get my guys so we can spring guys for bigger gains. And then on top of that, just being a better leader. And when we get stuck in a with adversity hitting, who's going to be able to, who's going to want you in that foxhole with you? And that's one of those things that I want to be one of those guys that everybody counts on to be there and get us out of that foxhole. The fact that we didn't make the playoffs, I moved on pretty quick. But I think once we get back into OTAs and right now, I think everybody feels everything's got to get turned up a little bit. And that's what you're seeing right now.
All of a sudden, this is Patrick's 10th season. And you just want to recall some of your first interactions with him and maybe just the arc of your relationship with him since then.
One of the most surprising things you'll ever find out about playing with Pat Mahomes is the guy's got a good cadence. There's some with the frequency of his voice, and when he says it really gets you to. So everybody just got to mentally, when you're tired, you really got to lock in because that frequency it get you to jump no matter what. It's a good cadence. Everybody knows I love that guy. That's a brother to me. So proud of the way he handled adversity from last year to right now. Obviously, we still got about a month, less than a month till the first game. But you see him out here, man. You see him enjoying the game, competing at a high level, not thinking about the knee. And he's playing his tail off right now and leading us. Is the biggest thing is when you get your leaders out there, your best players out there, and they're setting the tone, setting the standard of the team. As long as 1-5 is out there doing that, man, we're going to be a good football team.
Obviously, he's grown in so many ways, but do you see some parts of him that you value because he's still the same guy?
I would say the accountability to everybody around him. There's one thing everybody's you can either lead by example or lead with your voice. I think he's been more prone to. Obviously, he's always led by example, but to hold somebody accountable man to man and try and get the best out of them without them turning on you, things like that. Especially in the dog days at camp, it can get real ugly mentally. But I think Pat does an unbelievable job of that, and it's been one of those things that's gotten better and better over the years. Just as he holds me accountable. Feel ready to rock and roll. I mean, third day in camp for I think 9 day in pads. Third day in pads this week. Body feels good. I was able to finish at a strong way, and just trying to make sure I set that example for the guys around me to know that this is the standard.
What are your impressions of Ken Walker?
Woo! Ken Walker's going to be a hell of a ball player for us. If you didn't know that already, he was he's got every trait you could possibly want at the running back position, and on top of that, his mentality, how smart he is, his physicality, his aggression, and how he runs with the football and just plays the game. I can't say enough about him as a teammate. We got an absolute superstar on and off the field at 9.
Travis, Dirk getting back, and we talked to you about that earlier, but now he's gone through some camp with you. What has he brought being back here with you guys, especially for the guys who haven't been around?
One, you got intensity. Intensity is the first thing, and that intensity is infectious. It makes you want to scream motherfucker at everybody doing the wrong thing, and I love that shit. It's one of my favorite things about him. I don't think there's enough of that in the world, let alone in this building. And I think
all right, Max, let's come back.
He's one of those guys where
real quick. All right, here we go. Travis Kelce, everybody, just ready to rock and roll. Ken Walker, that sound there, Brady says a lot. Says a lot, doesn't it?
Went Ric Flair on us there.
Well, it's just like you get all of this stuff, and it's good to hear from Kelsey, and I think a lot of that's interesting on, Patrick Mahomes and everything else. They're gonna be different this year, and everybody keeps saying the same thing, except Andy Reid, because he won't say it. The coaches won't say it, right? Coaches won't say, "Yeah, we're good. We really like that guy. We're going to really feature him." They're not going to say that. But you hear everybody else talk about it, and you can sense the change, right? You can sense it a little bit. Travis Kelce sounds the same he's always sounded, right? He sounds the same, and he's doing it the way he's always done it. I don't know, I don't know what I don't know what else to give everybody about how this thing is good. So, look, the Chiefs are going to run the ball this year. Travis Kelce will be a part of that. Patrick Mahomes will be a part of that. They'll still do their thing, but it's going to be a different offense. And I think that's the natural progression of things here. I'm excited about it, Brady. I'm really excited about it.
How about his Mahomes impression? That's pretty good. Yeah. It sounded just like Mahomes there on the cadence.
He does have a good Mahomes. He's always had a good Mahomes. You can't spend that much time together. Mahomes isn't even – that's the thing about Mahomes. He's not even that hard to impersonate.
No.
Like if you can do a Grover from Sesame Street, you can do a Mahomes.
Exactly.
The other thing is an easy one. Right?
The other thing that caught me was smart married man already. I mean, this is a man that's won multiple Super Bowls and the best night of my life, which I mean, I'm a big Taylor Swift fan, Jacob, as I think I've been a Swiftie going back to the teardrops on my guitar days.
You call yourself a man. I weep for you.
But I would probably say the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
I didn't cry, I don't think, at my wedding. I don't cry a lot out loud. I don't laugh a lot out loud. It all just kind of barely trickles out. Doesn't mean I don't think things are sad or want to get sad, or funny. It's just, I don't know why. Now I just saw a stand-up bit on the other day, and it's 100% correct. It's commercials. Since I've had kids, it'll be like a real sappy commercial that'll get you in a way where you're like, God, what is that? Like, what just happened to me?
Yeah. For me, it can be some AGT or any of those type of shows when you do have a really good story, when somebody really does kind of come from nowhere and wows somebody with their talent and they get that stuff will get me from time to time.
Oh man. All right. Max, real quick, can we call Kevin Saal? I was backwards. Let's connect with Kevin Saal. I had it backwards. Kevin's going to join us at 8:35 on regular visits. 8:15 was today. I had it flip-flopped. So we let's call him, Max. Appreciate everybody rolling with us here live on the air with that. But Max will call Kevin, and then we'll get that, and we'll pivot to that in just a second. Anything else from Kelsey there? It sounds like he feels good.
Oh, yeah. He seems – I don't think there's any question that he's locked in or not. That's always the thing. The last couple of years, we've been wondering, is he going to retire? Does he still have gas in the tank? And from my impressions on that, the vibes I get, he's ready to roll. I mean, the enthusiasm's there. The focus is there. I don't think there's any worry about Travis Kelce being locked in or not, or being distracted or not, or anything like that going into this season.
Yeah, he's ready to roll. I think he's going to have a good year too. I think he's going to have a good year. I think, I'm glad that he's back. I think Chiefs fans will be too. I think there was some in between on that, whether people wanted him to be back all the way or to not be back all the way. But we should be good to go.
Well, and he addressed the hands too when he talked about that. When he's like, I had some hands issues last year because there were, more or less drops or whatever, or he didn't get his hands clearly on the ball. That ball got tipped up in the air and led to some interceptions. And then when he ran into Xavier Worthy, right away early in the season, so he acknowledged that. So that tells me that he's locked in. He's focusing. He's ready to polish up on some things that he thought were not where they should have been last year. So that was good to hear too.
Yeah. Well, he's got to be a big part of it. Does he have to be a big part of it? I don't think.
No, with K-Mang.
I don't think. Well, no, I'm saying Xavier Worthy. I really he's one of the hardest players in this offense for me to predict right now. I don't know what to expect from him. I don't know what the best of him is. Like, for example, we think we know what the best of Rashee Rice is, right? It's what we saw his rookie year. Now, he's got room to get better than that, but we've at least seen something to give us like this baseline of, oh man, this is his best, right? So we know that. We know what Travis Kelce's best is. We've seen it forever. We've still seen very good. We still haven't seen, I hope not, the best of Xavier Worthy. Xavier Worthy hasn't given the Chiefs much in his short career thus far. Now, that's not entirely unusual for a receiver with Andy Reid to take a little time. He's obviously had some injuries involved in that too. But we haven't seen it. We'll talk more about that in the AFC West preview. We are joined now by Kevin Saal. Kevin, apologies for the connection. We're getting ready to get back to our weekly visits. I flip-flopped the times, then we had some connection issues. Thank you for being here. We've got 5 minutes or so, though. How are you this morning? Max, do we have Kevin? Boy, going off the rails here. Brady.
Hello.
There we go. Hey, Kevin, how are you this morning?
I can hear you guys great. Congrats on the new time slot, and thanks for having us on.
Yeah, thanks for flip-flopping around. So Kevin will join us. We'll go back to bi-weeklies. This will start back up in a couple of weeks. We'll have that in this first hour at the 8:35 slot. So while we've got you, Kevin, I know we'll be a little bit abbreviated. I know you've got an engagement to get to right after this. Let's jump right in. Contract extension for your basketball coach. Talk to us about that timing, why it was important now. We've seen the contract now. We can see, some of the buyout things kind of get leveraged in, but why was it important for you guys to get that done before this season?
Well, I think for a couple of reasons, and I did have an opportunity to kind of listen to your guys' show with Taylor on there, and I would encourage you to consider there was no magic on the timing. Those conversations started April and May in the spring, just to talk about status of our program. You guys know that we meet at the end of every season and we walk through what our needs are and identify what the obstacles that need to be removed. And so that's just one aspect of the overarching program. And so obviously those conversations engage at different speeds. We did a new contract for our head bowling coach, Holly Harris. This summer, we did a new contract for our head men's tennis coach, Derek Lavin, this summer. And so we have a few of those that we do. No magic to the timing. Obviously, we were down to a couple years on the contract, and we've talked very consistently about direction determining destination. And we don't have a whole lot of time this morning, but maybe in a couple weeks we could walk through, all the different elements that we see, from 15 wins to 19 wins to 24 wins. We're outperforming retention trends throughout the country. We returned 10 of 15 from last year's roster on a 24-win team. We've got 2 consecutive NITs. So we feel like we're headed in the right direction. And both Coach Mills and I had some objectives that we wanted to accomplish in that contract to feel like we got it done.
Kevin, when it comes to, and I'm sure you can wrap up this question in like 2 minutes, but the state of college sports, the Protect College Sports bill, how's that on your radar, especially for a school like Wichita State and the American, and how we're all paying attention to that and what effects that could have for Wichita State?
Yeah, I think, there's 365 Division I institutions in the country, and if there's an AD that's going to tell you that the Protecting College Sports Act and the variability that's going on with eligibility right now is not at the center of their radar, I would maybe scratch my head a little bit about what they're thinking about. So, PCSA does a lot of different things. That's what we call the Protecting College Sports Act. It does a lot of things. It's not a perfect bill. You'll hear everybody in the athletics industry tell you it's not perfect. But it does put some guardrails around transfers, around agent behavior. It puts some guardrails around the financial piece to make that a little bit more predictable. It certainly helps in a lot of those areas. And then I think it will help to stabilize the patchwork of state laws, the limited antitrust that's going to be needed in order for really any organization to set and enforce rules. Which we seem to be having a challenging time with as an association. And some of those rules are the eligibility rules, guys. We've got a half a dozen named plaintiff cases on this 5-for-5 eligibility piece. You've got a case in Tennessee and Ohio and North Carolina, South Carolina, Louisiana. And then you have a very different case, but in the same category in Colorado that is an entire class. And the class that we're talking about is that entering 22 class. And why they are not allowed the fifth year of eligibility this year. And so you're seeing it in football, you're seeing it in basketball. We talked about it yesterday on an AD's call. A lot of fall sports have young people on their campuses that are practicing, which is permissible to do, to practice with alumni, practicing with teams, to kind of keep that eligibility plate spinning for literally hundreds of student athletes that want to be in a position for a fifth year of eligibility. So that's a significant piece. And because there's not a lot of clarity there, guys, we're just trying to keep the plate spinning within the rules of permissibility.
Yeah, it's changing every day on that. And we'll see. Kevin, real quick, we've probably got a minute or so. Do you think when they get it to September, the Protect College Sports Act will make it through? What's the sense?
Yeah, I'm not a great predictor, and I'm kind of a under promise and over deliver guy. So I don't want to sit here and pound my fist on the table and say it's going to pass. But there's a lot of momentum towards it passing. I've been privileged to be on some calls with senators and leaders throughout the country and government officials and conference officials. And there's a lot of momentum to get it done. It's not a perfect bill, so we'll see what happens in September.
Okay, Kevin, we'll talk in a couple weeks. We'll have more time. We'll get all caught up. Good luck with the new students today. I know everybody's coming on campus. Thanks for the quick pivot here, and we appreciate it.
All right, thanks, guys. Go Shockers.
Here goes Kevin Saal, Wichita State Athletic Director. We'll come right back. We got more Sports Daily. Don't go away.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
The canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message, so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
31001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea.
With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Sports Daily is on KFH.
All right, welcome back in here, everybody, to Sports Daily. Glad to be with you on this Thursday. Thanks to Crestview Country Club for being a great supporter of the program. Get out there to Crestview. We're about to start cooling off. Try the 36 holes of golf. If you're man enough to try them now in the 100-degree heat, go for it. You know, it's been kind of that blow dryer heat. You can play a little golf. Not quite as humid. Boy, you'd need a little water, though. But they've got 36 holes to choose from always. And if it is too hot, the good news is they've got a pair of state-of-the-art simulators right there inside in the AC, which is sometimes just as good. I know I use those a lot in the wintertime. Maybe the time is when it's 105 degrees outside or whatever it is right now. At some point, it doesn't make a lot of difference to me. It's just way too hot. And right now, it's just way too hot.
I got to ask Jacob.
What is it? 86 degrees. It's 8:42 in the morning, and it's 86 degrees. That's
terrible.
That is certainly something. We appreciate Kevin Saal for popping in for a couple minutes. We'll have another chance in a couple weeks to get a little more insight with Kevin, especially on that college sports stuff. That'll be the next time we talk to Kevin will be right before probably, I think Congress is set to get back. Maybe we get some more clarity on some of these court rulings with the NCAA, because obviously the Shockers have players, as do most schools right now, eligible in the things being discussed in those lawsuits about the fifth year of eligibility. So we'll get the latest there as we make our way through the next couple of weeks. All right, Brady, we'll reset here a little bit as we had a last second pivot on that. So I will go back to this college sports thing and discuss. This gets fascinating. And it's not just fascinating because of the Protect College Sports Act. That part is really interesting. But I think, what we don't have a good grasp on yet is, okay, let's say it passes. Can they retroactively then go back and challenge court cases that are decided or being decided currently? Like, does the timing of this getting pushed to September give the courts a chance to do something that you can't go backwards on? I'm not sure. And I'm not real sure if you'd even pick that fight at that point, if you could. The NCAA doesn't want to do this. And there are lots of reasons why. Coaches have made lots of promises to players. They've already done their recruiting. Like, all of these things are happening. And here we go. So I don't know really the order of things, if it matters or not. And I'm not sure anybody knows yet, except for maybe lawmakers. Maybe they have an understanding of how that would work. But what a strange time to be in that class of 2022, like just sitting here like, boy, I wonder if we're going to play college basketball or, I mean, it's probably, they can go still play internationally or do whatever it is that they would have done and just kind of hold off on that for a while. I think it's, for some of these top guys, the opportunities in college are probably better for 1 year than to start that, international or whatever pro career. So it is probably worth waiting for. The other part of it is, do schools have the resources? And that's probably it's not probably, that is certainly not going to be a one-size-fits-all answer. Who has scholarships available? Who has roster space? Who can make some pivots with the roster to get things in line, and then who still has the resources to get it done? Kevin mentioned college football. We haven't even thought about college football with this. I think because the magnitude of that, Brady, quite honestly, is just like too large, right? It's easier to comprehend it, I think, with college basketball because you're talking about a much smaller group of players. You start thinking about that in college football? And who, is it undrafted? But most of those guys, I would imagine, are like in camps. They've signed free agent deals. How many college football players haven't been invited to camp, didn't get drafted, or sitting around and then wanting to come back? There's probably a lot, maybe not at the big time programs, but at some smaller places. Like, it's a mess on this.
Yeah.
And it's just too bad that they couldn't get this done before September. So at least we would have the next stage underway of sorting through that mess. I don't envy anybody that's got to try to do this.
Yeah. How do you plan? How do you prepare? Honestly, NCAA, to me, that's where the failure ultimately is, just the last few years to allow it.
They don't have any power now because it just continues to, they don't win these court battles. So I don't know what they're supposed to do. I know they always take the egg on the, I don't know what
I think it's too little too late. Like there should have been more foresight,
I agree with that.
Years ago. I mean, that's the thing. They never,
a little proactivity, 10, 15 years ago, and maybe we're not having a lot of these. I'm with you on that.
Right, because it's not a surprise that it became this messy. Like, I think all of us were sitting back seeing some of these changes happen, and I think a lot of us were like, well, I hope they're preparing for a lot of ramifications on, what all this could mean and how dominoes fall. And it just seems like there was just no getting ahead of anything. I mean, it's just we've allowed, just like a lot of things, we've just kind of allowed a lot of things to just go, the wheels to fly up, and we're reacting. We're just always reacting instead of, like you said, being proactive and getting ahead of things. And now here we are.
Here we are. And did you see this from Greg Sankey? Apparently sent a note out to his league's members. This came from John Rothstein. This was Tuesday. Court filings and rulings related to the current NCAA eligibility landscape remain highly dynamic. As these various court proceedings continue, institutions should operate under existing NCAA rules, interpretations, and applicable conference rules unless otherwise advised by the NCAA, the conference, or court order. Recent court rulings should not be interpreted as creating broader eligibility relief beyond the scope of the orders. SEC eligibility rules remain into effect with intra-conference transfers and things like that he mentioned. Right now, I think what he's trying to say is don't risk it right now. Like, don't do it. Don't do it right now because we don't know what's going to happen here.
But either way, right? I mean, either way, anything, a new ruling or a pivot or a 180 on anything, the effects could still be, well, wait, that so basically, like you're saying, that should have been the rule when I was in school. Now we're going back to court. I mean, it's just this never-ending cycle.
The NCAA right away warned against doing anything like this. So, like, they came out and said, don't do it. Like, we're going to challenge this. And, you know, they've threatened a little bit. I don't know how much teeth they have in a court. They haven't won a lot of these, but we're so close on this legislation. That's what I mean. Like, the order of things is interesting. If that Protect College Sports Act passes in September, what does that mean for what happened in August? Like, if they get let's just say a school, because of the Colorado court order, says, all right, we're bringing this player back in here. Class of 22, they're back on the roster. They're practicing. They're doing all the things that would get them in trouble had the rule not been overturned in court. That happens in early August. That player's with the team doing their thing. And then the Protect College Sports Act comes through. And it's like, well, hang on a minute. You can do that, or now we've got this rule in our favor and we're going back and you're going to get punished for that, for doing that at that time, even though that was the court ruling at that time. I mean, it sounds kind of like that's what they're like, don't do it. Don't do it. So that's what I mean. Is the timing going to be able to go retroactively? Because they lost whatever day that was, Tuesday night, Wednesday night. They lost some appeal, but that was just one step of an appeals process. We have, like, my goodness, man, the collision of judicial process and legislative process on all this makes it very, very, very difficult to comprehend and work through. Very difficult.
Yeah, and then you got to put your faith in Congress to do anything about it. We're talking about a Congress, not just this Congress, but really over the past 5, 10 years, 15 years. I mean, they can't even pass a budget for the country, and we're expecting them to fix college sports. I mean, they just it's a continuous can kicking on even passing a budget for how the nation runs every single day. And we're putting all our faith in Congress fixing all this. Yeah, I'm not saying they can't, and I'm not saying there shouldn't be legislation. I'm just, the reality is it's all a mess. It's a circus, and there's so many moving parts. You got so much money involved, which is really what it kind of comes down to. Sometimes you wonder, is this to protect College Sports Act, or is this to protect the Big Ten and SEC Act? You know, it just goes back and forth, and it's hard to have a lot of faith.
Well, again, it starts with the Big Ten and the SEC. I don't have a problem with that. I have a problem with that if they're trying to be selfish and it's costing us, the legislation. I have a problem with that. But, they have the most at stake financially. They are the power players right now. Their voice matters. It does matter. But it doesn't matter so much that we're endangering the future of college athletics in it. Like, figure it out. You got a long time to think about this. Like, let's get it through. Rick says Trey White could return to KU now after a 27 recruit decommitted yesterday, planning on reclassifying to this year now. Reclassifying to this year now. Yeah, again, is the potential punishment out there and the lack of clarity on this Is that worth it to bring back Trey White? I mean, he'd help them. But if they had a kid reclassify, you can probably just wait. Right? I don't think you need to do anything right now. I mean, there's enough time before the start of the college basketball season that if we get clarity in September, you could probably be okay. And I would imagine most schools are coming up with plans of attack for lots of different scenarios out there, I would imagine. So we'll just have to kind of wait, I guess, and see who's willing to take a risk. I don't think, Brady, there'll be a lot of places willing to take much risk here. Like,
but what would the consequences be? And I honestly don't know. Well,
I think punishment. There had been a rumor at one point that like coaches could get suspended for up to half a season for messing this up. If whatever rules and things and punishments the NCAA already has in place, it would obviously classify as something. And that's been tossed out there, that number. And I'm just like, God, that's just not worth it. Teams, maybe it's worth it at LSU where they apparently only have 4 players signed up right now for a season that starts in a couple of months. But
what about the money
most
side
places, that risk isn't worth it.
What about players getting NIL money? Would they have to pay the money back potentially?
I don't know, man. I don't know what happens with that under normal circumstances transferring out. I'm not sure, but we'll find out in a little while. So, all right, coming up next hour, we'll have Tim Fitzgerald, and we'll talk a little K-State. We got headlines I missed. We're going to preview the AFC West as well. It's all coming for you on Sports Daily. We'll go back.
If you bleed crimson and blue, Wednesday mornings.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
831001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea.
With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on the Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas fan headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
It's savvy. It's the madcap, daffy, fractured, ding-a-ling, ring-a-ding, gloomy, zany, side-splitting, rib-tickling, slap-happy, scuzzy, dreary, irksome, tedious, banal, pointless world of
Wichita's most listened to sports radio, 97.5 and 1240 KFH. This is Sports Daily.
Hi, this is one of those radio station ID spots where the recording artist comes on and says, hi, this is, and then he tells you his name and says, you're listening to, and then he mentions the call letters of the radio station. Well, I know who I am, and you know what you're listening to.
All right. Welcome back in, everybody, to Sports Daily. Another hour here live with you. Jacob Albrock, Brady Bowman, Max Power. Rocking and rolling today. Some of Max's finest work today in a lot of ways. We appreciate it, Max. Max will answer that call if you call in at 869-1240. We're going to reconnect with Kevin Saal in the third hour. He's able to come back on with us. So about, that 10:35 spot, we're going to get him back in. Just too many questions, and it's been too long, too much to cover. So we'll make that happen and get that for folks. So Shocker fans, stay tuned. We'll ask a lot of these questions again. We'll talk more about the Paul Mills contract at that point too. We got headlines I missed coming up this hour. We've got Tim Fitzgerald coming up this hour. We have an AFC West preview coming up in this show. We got to get into the Daniel Lynch second effort out in L.A. Last night. We have all of those things for you. We've got a Sports Daily poll, a new pack. Now, Brady, when you get into these new pack, the other one was 2025, right? Are they all the same, or do you not know when you get the pack what it's going to be?
No, I know these are 2025 packs. Yeah, these are just booster packs.
And that's what you got again, so it'll be another 2025?
Yes. Actually, I haven't seen at my local wares store. You may have heard of them. A small bit of Arkansas owns them. I don't know if you've heard of them, but they only have these as far as the booster packs. Yeah, the other packs are like $20.
The Walton family.
Yes, may have heard of them.
Leonard Williams. Yeah, we're still connecting with a great local vendor to try to help Brady out on that. So, either way, we'll have a poll coming up. It's been fun. I'm willing to be wrong about that. I was wrong about how interested people would be in it, and I was wrong about how much fun we could probably have with it. So, glad to have it be a part of the show. 3 hours live here, 869-1240, the number to call. Thanks for watching us on 12 News Connected. You can also connect with us on Facebook, on YouTube, on X, where our stream lives. You just comment there, and we can get those out over the air. You can also leave us voice messages through the Odyssey app. You just tune in. There's a little microphone. You hit it. You can send voice messages right through, and we appreciate that as well. All the different ways you're here with us, we don't take it for granted, and it's all What's on Tap, brought to you by the Wichita Brewing Company, now featuring its brand new summer cocktail menu. Got about another month of those. You've got a salty doggy, a bearded clam, escape with a Waikiki wake up, or a string bikini Bellini. WBC summer cocktails, because summer sips better at Wichita Brewing Company. We're glad to have you here, man. This has just been it's been a lot of fun moving to this 3-hour shift. Brady gives us a chance to, it gives us a chance to be, in the know when we have breaking news later in the mornings, which has been kind of nice because it's happened, right? We've had those moments where it's like, oh, did you see the Lakers sold for $12 billion? Like those kinds of things. Those are the headlines that we can get in. There are also headlines that I missed, and that's time right now.
All right, Sports Daily fans, let's take you to the sports headlines Jacob probably didn't see.
All right, Jacob, this is a headline that the overall headline I'm sure you didn't miss, but there's a little subhead to this that maybe you did miss. I'm sure you heard about Russell Westbrook announcing his retirement from the NBA.
I did not actually see that. Yesterday was a bit crazy for me for a lot of reasons, so there are going to be some I certainly missed.
Okay. So, I mean, one of the great all-time Thunder players, for sure. One of the greats in the league. I mean, he has the triple-double record. So that's pretty impressive. But in his announcement on social media, there was a video with it, and he had a retirement announcement narrated by Michael B. Jordan.
Okay.
You know who Michael B. Jordan is?
That's the actor, not the basketball player.
Right. The actor, yes. So really that leads me to ask you, Jacob, whenever you retire, hopefully still years and years and years away, who would you want to narrate your retirement video? What celebrity?
It needs to be a celebrity?
I mean, I guess it can be whoever you want, but
I've long said, and I think I've told her this. If not, I'm telling her now. Felicia Rolfe, who does now morning news at 12 News. The second I heard her voice, I was like, that could be the voice that narrates my life, and I'd be happy. Yeah. She's got one of my favorite voices. Other celebrities. John Stamos. Was a big John Stamos guy growing up.
Ooh.
Big cool.
Uncle Jesse, yeah.
Raylan Givens, but it would need to be Timothy Oliphant as Raylan Givens doing it. Okay. I think I'd be happy with that. That's a hard question. It's a good one, but I have legitimately never thought a lot about that. So I would have to. I mean, Sam Elliott is the answer always Sam Elliott or Morgan Freeman when we're talking about narration?
That'd be pretty good. Yeah.
Did you have one loaded up?
Do I have one loaded up?
Yeah. Who would do yours?
Ooh. Probably have to go Tom Brady, right? Or Taylor Swift. Get Taylor in there. Maybe Travis Kelce. He's colorful.
He is colorful. Max would have Larry Bird for sure.
Or maybe the guy like, I'm a big history buff. That's ultimately what I got my degree in, actually, at K-State was history. But who I don't remember the name, but whoever does the documentaries for Ken Burns, like that guy that does that voice.
What about George? Is it George Fasanda, the old NFL Films guy?
Oh, the frozen tundra.
Yeah, it's Fasanda. I can't remember his first name. That guy would be really good.
That'd be good with some Sam Spence music playing in the background. That's what I would go with. I'll go with NFL Films guy.
Okay,
for sure.
All right.
John Facenda.
Oh, there you go,
John.
There you go. Here's another headline that I missed too. I think this one's pretty fresh this morning. High school football player finds cottonmouth snake inside his helmet.
I don't know. I saw only the headline and did not have a chance to look into this.
Player in Arkansas noticed something unusual about his helmet, brought it to coaches.
I'd say so.
Discovered a venomous snake hiding under the padding. This was in Arkansas at Smallville High, I guess. Said he noticed unusual movement.
Are you a snake guy?
No.
I hate them. I'm not sure. Let's see. Snakes. I hate them. I don't know how else to explain it. Grew up with, I think cottonmouths are similar probably to rat. I grew up with rattlesnakes, and like they were everywhere. And it's just such a, it's just not cool. And I'm sorry, snake people. I got no interest in your love for those things that can move without legs.
It is freaky, isn't it?
Absolutely not. Nope.
Oh, I'm seeing the pictures now. Well, yeah, that's not what you want to see. That's not what you want to find in the helmet.
No.
That is
crazy.
Cottonmouths
are gross, too.
Yeah. See, I have an I don't want to be around snakes, but I have an appreciation for them on
their
rat and mouse
ecosystem.
Control. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd be okay without them. I'd be okay without it. Like, do they really eat enough mice to make a difference? You know what I mean? Like,
right. Yeah. Usually a barn cat will be a little bit better than.
Yeah. There's lots of things we can use to control the mice population. I don't need snakes to do that. Like, I don't love spiders, but I can appreciate a garden spider because they kill mosquitoes. Mosquitoes are the other thing where I'm like, we could probably just they could go extinct, and I think we'd be all right. I feel that way about snakes too. Don't like them, hate them. Find one in your football helmet. That's like finding when you hear the snake came up through the toilet. Oh, God, they're the worst. They're the absolute worst.
Ooh, and here's another one, Jacob. I heard this actually on the way home last night. I don't know if you heard about this one, but an attorney representing Washington Commanders quarterback Jaden Daniels has informed LSU that it can no longer use his name, image, and likeness, according to an August 5th letter sent to the Tigers athletic director, because sophomore cornerback DJ Pickett, corner, is going to wear the number 5 jersey that Daniels wore when he was with LSU.
I got to tell you, I have a big problem with that.
I do too.
I never thought of Jaden Daniels as being that way, that kind of petty. I can't do, like, it's just how many different college players are on a roster every year? We're not retiring college numbers, especially, like, you kidding me? I can't do that. I don't have. I would have never guessed that Jaden Daniels would have done. It's just a strange story. Strange story. Somebody else is wearing my numbers, so you can't do it. Quote: the Daniels family, deeply disappointed, feels profoundly disrespected by LSU's decision to give Jaden's number to another player. Jaden and his family had every reason to believe that his number would remain a meaningful part of his LSU legacy and would be honored and protected in recognition of his extraordinary contributions to the university. This is LSU, right? This is LSU, but don't you think they're going to run out of numbers if they start not letting all their great players' numbers be used by other people?
Yeah, absolutely. And sorry, my computer flashed and kicked off my sound for a second, but it's college. This always happens. Numbers are always reused in college, no matter where.
There's too many players.
Yes.
Do we even really retire numbers in the NFL? How many number 88s have the Dallas Cowboys had over the years?
Right.
They've had one Hall of Famer, one All Pro. Like, what honor? It's like it's an honor to be able to wear those numbers.
Yeah, disappointing with Jaden Daniels on this.
He's going to need to backtrack this, or people are going to like him less. I don't like it at all. Like it at all. All right, we'll come back. Tim Fitzgerald should be popping in. We'll have the AFC West preview, and we'll rejoin Kevin Saal, finish that conversation later in the show as well. Thanks for being here, everybody, on Sports Daily.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
The canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message, so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
310-1 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you
and inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea.
With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas fan headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospitalized from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Busy. This is Sports Daily on KFH. And now, digging deeper with the teams you follow, it's another Sports Daily Insider interview on KFH.
And welcome back in. Joining us now for a weekly visit, pal Tim Fitzgerald, on the way fighting the good fight right now. Fitz, we're always with you in that fight. GoPowerCat.com. is where you can find all the work and all the coverage. Your guys' Fitz, I would imagine, are as busy as they've been probably in a few months. Did they have any rust to shake off? Have you been hard on them here? Hey boys, time to get back to reality here.
My guys are great. You know, you mentioned my treatments that I'm on the way to, and I apologize for the background noise. But next week I'll be on a different schedule, so I'll be at home when I do this from now on. But my guys are terrific. They picked up slack I've left. The only one with rust is me, and I'm pretty much covered in it. It's pretty much my uniform at this point is being rusty. But I'm getting back into the swing of things. I've got a podcast that drops tomorrow, and having fun. This is going to be a really fun football season, I think.
Yep, we're almost there. I mean, isn't it crazy? When we had Wyatt Thompson on, was that yesterday, Jacob? I think that was yesterday. Yep. I looked at the calendar and I was just reminiscing back to last year. You know, it's August 13th. Isn't it crazy, Fitz, that last year at this time we were 10 days away from the season opener for the Cats?
Oh, that's crazy. I hadn't thought about that. Yeah, I mean, and honestly, that sucked. You know, I love covering K-State sports. It's my passion, but another week of summer is always good, you know? So I've been enjoying this and needing this, but yeah, the itch is there. And I think a lot of K-State fans out around in the area are ready to get football started and see what this team, this new program is all about.
It's so interesting, Fitz. I feel like the number one takeaway that I've gathered up on this first year of Colin Klein is how much it's reminding, you know, the old guard of Bill Snyder. Like that's what I keep hearing. I keep hearing it from everybody, is that it feels a lot like when Bill Snyder was, which is so strange because it kind of felt like Chris Kleiman was cut of the same cloth of Bill Snyder. So it's interesting. I guess a credit to Gene Taylor for making this all happen, but if it's happening like Bill Snyder and you say that sentence in Manhattan, Kansas, there's no way that's a bad thing.
No, and you're right. So much of his style, how he learned to coach, and now seeing him in his first head coaching job, because that's a much different job than being an assistant coach. You set the tone. Everything about the program comes from you. And so much of what we're seeing is clearly Bill Snyder. There's clearly also some Chris Kleiman, and I would imagine Mike Elko in there. But, boy, the closer we get to kickoff, the more – he just had a press conference Tuesday, and it sounded very Snyder-esque. Said a lot of names, talked about a lot of things, but really didn't offer you any kind of behind-the-door knowledge of what's going on in the program other than some maybe personnel movement. But he just had Coach Snyder come speak to the team yesterday, which I'm glad Coach was having a great day and could get out there. And the man was in a suit outside, 80, 90 years or whatever he is now, just talking away. I'm like, oh, you're not human. He's not human. He's not. But I'm sure the players were hanging on every word Bill said because it was all meaningful. And it only reinforces that their head coach is the right guy for the job right now.
Boy, Pitts, that takes me down memory lane on a lot of K-State media days there at Bill Snyder Family Stadium when on that turf, and it's like 100, like it is now, 105 degrees out there, and you see Snyder over there in the full suit and not showing any signs that he's bothered by it, while the rest of us are like dying. Yeah, good times there. Looking back to last year, you know, Jace Brown was such a big target for Avery Johnson. Talking with Wyatt, really kind of getting that impression that might be more of a tight end favorite target for Avery Johnson. How's that looking as far as who Avery's going to be throwing the ball to this season?
Well, I think, you know, Coach mentioned some receiver names, and, you know, some of them are new, some of them are old, but I think they feel pretty good about the receivers. There's a couple positions that are, you know, need bolstering in the future, and that'd be one of them. But tight end is in really good hands. Garrett Oakley, you know, he's always been tall and athletic, and, you know, strong, but now he looks like an NFL tight end. He's got that whole body going on now. And, of course, Lincoln Kerr is just kind of a freak of an athlete. So he's got two really, really promising tight ends that can also split out and play a little receiver, if they need a big target. Both of them are available. So I'm going to keep an eye on the receiver position because it has been a problem for K-State football for a while. Not enough depth, not enough explosion, and then you lose Jace Brown. Those are big shoes to fill.
I want to. It's a good place to spend some time. Tim Fitzgerald, publisher, GoPowerCat.com. When we just talk about the pass catchers, because everything ties back to Avery Johnson. Avery Johnson, once considered a big-time NFL prospect coming into college, it certainly has room to get back to that. But I always think about, what does he have to do? We know he can run. We know he has a cannon. Accuracy, I guess, is a big part of it. I would imagine it's pushing the ball down the field to some degree, but the NFL has even shifted a little bit now to these tight end heavy offenses. I don't know, if Avery Johnson is going to remind pro scouts that he could be good, what part of his game do we need to see that? We all know we need to see improvement. On what, though? What are you looking for?
Yeah, Avery's actually a surprisingly good downfield passer, but it's in those short and intermediate routes that he can have some problems in that quick read that often goes with it, particularly on an out. We saw that at Utah. He threw an out and it was picked, and those are the ones that have given him problems. That's where he really needs to improve the most. I think they're going to get back to an offense that is designed for him to be successful in the quarterback run game. They know how to block it. They know how to cover it up and, make sure the defense doesn't know what's going on. And a big part of that is being able to stretch the field effectively. And if you can keep those safeties and linebackers on their heels a little bit because they know they've got to bail out and cover, that can be a big advantage in the run game. So it all fits together in Colin Klein's eyes. And I'm sure those short and intermediate routes that are quick developing or something they're really focused on because they need that to be effective.
Fitz, you mentioned Garrett Oakley. We forget he actually led the team in touchdown catches last year. He had one more than Jace Brown, 6 over 5. So definitely something to keep following there. When it comes to the running backs, Joe Jackson really kind of emerged later in the season, just short 911 yards, 5.4 average, 8 touchdowns on the season for the Cats. But he came along late. How much of a help is that to start this season, kind of having more of that confidence at the running back position that maybe we didn't exactly have at this time last year?
Yeah, they care about Joe being so good in practice. Then we never felt like he fully took over the spot. And until midpoint in the season, late in the season, and honestly, he really kind of broke out of his shell once Dylan completely left the team, Dylan Edwards. And Joe knew he was the man. Nobody was pulling for Dylan. And Joe just erupted into a really good running back and showed some surprising speed in that huge game he had at Utah. But now they brought in Jay Harris from Oregon, who actually came from Northwest Missouri State, who they just love. Fields from Oklahoma State comes off an injury that he's been rehabbing, but he's back into the mix. And they got some young guys within the program that return too. They're really good at running back, and as good as they've been in quite a while. And a big part of that is because Joe Jackson took control of the situation and said, "This is now mine, and I'm going to own it." We'll see if that spills over into this season because his confidence was certainly brewing by season's end.
Fitz, let's look at the other side of the ball. Pass rush is something I think to watch. Wyatt brought up Wendell Gregory as somebody, but I think back to some of the great Kleiman defenses and Mott, FAU. Do you think they've got anybody? Is it one guy that can kind of just be an absolute game wrecker? Is that how this defense wants to be run? Is a collection of people? That's an area I feel like that has always been when K-State's really good, they've got that dude that's in the backfield, it feels like, on every play.
Yeah, because that dude dictates what the offense can run and how it'll block it and handle it. and having that dude, the one that you always have to account for, is so important to this any football team. And also having the complementary piece of someone on the interior that gobbles up interior linemen. That might be the problem. Is I can tell they're not real happy with second defensive tackle spot. So if they can't occupy three in the middle with two guys, then someone's getting doubled on the outside. And I think finding someone both in and out to go together is enormous for this team to be successful in the pass rush.
Yeah, I was looking at the sack totals of Stupplebeam that led the team last year, 4.5 sacks. You had Ryan Davis there with 4, and just kind of sprinkled there throughout. Secondary, we've been talking about that. I mean, that's always big. That's always kind of been his strength in really good years, historically speaking, for K-State. Who's kind of emerging as a leader in the secondary so far?
It's a great question. And he was a little bit vague on the secondary. He talked about his nickelbacks a little bit, but I think the competition back there is really intense. I brought in some guys to the portal, had some young players that were being successful. And honestly, I don't know who that leader is right now. It's probably going to be a veteran, but the younger guys they return might step up. That's a great question, and one I need to probably address at the next press conference. Thanks for making my job easier, because then I don't have to think about a question. But I do have to remember, which is a big problem. So we'll find out. I think some of his comments at Tuesday's press conference, Tuesday's press conference they were very interesting at the secondary, because he was intentionally vague. And I think he's trying to foster a great deal of competition back there, because he knows he's got something pretty good in that group. If he can, kind of knock each other out to get to the top of the ladder. And if that happens, the secondary could be pretty solid, which, again, complements what you want to do on the front end with that pass rush.
Yeah, I mean, look, Fitz, I'm with you here. I think it's hard to know much about anything defensively. Tim Fitzgerald, publisher, gopowercat.com. I don't know. I don't know how to set expectations for. Like, we can set expectations for the offense. We like Joe Jackson. We like the tight ends. Avery Johnson, we expect to take a step forward with Colin Klein there now. The offensive line feels like it's going to be pretty good. Like, we have a much easier time offensively saying K-State should be pretty good on offense. On defense, though, it's not just, it's everywhere. It's up and down. Like, I'm having a hard time with it. I think everybody is. Like, that there is a lot of room both directions for how good or not good this defense could be. It feels like to me anyway.
Yeah, I totally agree. A big part of that is, the names on the offensive side, Johnson, Jackson, Oakley and Cure. Those names all just jump out at you. And those are the skill positions. And you even know some linemen. But on the defensive side, you had some pretty bad portal losses, at least in terms of the names you know.
Yeah.
So, you lose Austin Romaine in the middle of the defense, goes to Texas Tech. Who's going to be that guy? Who's going to step into that role? And that, too, was not really very apparent from the press conference information. Then you talk about the two defensive ends who both, ironically, ended up in Indiana. But as you mentioned, the loss, I think, feels more substantial than reality, because you mentioned the sack totals. Those guys weren't quite there at defensive end. Maybe they'll be there this season. Who knows? But I think they feel like Wendell Gregory can immediately pressure. But, he's a new name. So the fans are uncertain about what they'll actually see from some of these newcomers and how it all fits together. Most fans can't name 4 guys on the defensive side of the ball, and that'll come as season goes, as fans will quickly pick up on some new favorites, as they always do, usually in safety.
Fitz, we're 4 Saturdays away from the start of the season against Nichols on September 5th. What do you think are realistic expectations? I guess for you, what are your expectations on what will be considered a good first season for Colin Klein? I mean, we know about fan expectations and how crazy they can be sometimes and out of touch they can be. But for you, covering this team, this program for as long as you have, what are your expectations, or what do you consider a good season for Klein in year one?
I think anytime you get 8 wins, you classify it as a good season. And I think that's a threshold K-State fans kind of showed to be true with how they reacted last year. Nobody, including Chris Kleiman, was happy at 6-6. They were overjoyed they got there after a 2-4 start, but you could hear that the tone and mood of K-State fans is a bit different now. The demands are higher, expectations are higher. That's not anything Chris Kleiman was running from or Colin Klein will run from. They know what Bill Snyder did. They know how the table's been set. They know lofty expectations await. So I'd say at a minimum 8 to really, kind of have fans buy in. There's so many unknowns about this team, and yet you look at the schedule and you feel like there's a lot of knowns on there, and K-State should be better than these teams. But again, in the Big 12, we had back-to-back seasons where the team in the conference ended up pushing, either getting first or pushing for first. And it's just so unpredictable in this conference. But on paper right now, this is a really favorable schedule, both in and out of conference, and one that makes, possible double-digit wins and a championship game on the table. But will that all be a nice little bonus at the end? Just seeing a team that wins close games, is outworking the competition, seems to enjoy the game of football, and has true identities on both sides of the ball are just as important as, getting more than 8 wins. And fans just want to see what the future will look like, even if it is a little bit of a struggle this season, more than they expected.
Tim Fitzgerald, GoPowerCat.com. Good luck with the treatments. Can't wait to get you back out there, Fitz. We'll go check out what your guys are working on at GoPowerCat.com. We'll look for your video delivery tomorrow. You said that drops?
Yeah, but Fighting Ever Fighting episode, I'll just say it, with Chris Kleiman. So it's a 30-minute interview with Coach as we head into a new season and what's going on in his life and his thoughts on K-State.
Well, that is going to be a must-listen. Fitz?
Right now, Go Powercat.
Okay.
Yep.
We'll be there. Fitz, appreciate it. Talk next week.
Thank you, boys.
There goes Tim Fitzgerald. If you missed anything there, go back and listen on the Odyssey app. We'll come back. We can react. We can begin to comb our way through the AFC West preview. We might have to break this in half, Brady, because we've got thoughts, and it's the division that matters to most people around here, and it's going to be competitive. We'll have it next on Sports Daily.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
8310 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea.
With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas fan headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
On KFH.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. Thanks to Crestview Country Club for being a great supporter of the program. Go check out the restaurant if you take a tour. They have the best Reuben sandwich, Brady, you'll find anywhere. Their executive chef has nailed. He told me one time he'd worked on that for his entire career. Like however many years. I'll embellish the story. I think he said 20-ish or something. I was like, for a Reuben, I tried it. I'm like, that's the best Reuben I've ever had. And I've heard literally every person that tries it say, that's the best Reuben I've ever had. So if you go take a tour of the Crestview facilities, pop in the restaurant and have yourself a Reuben. We appreciate their support of the program. All right. Real quick, before we begin to break down that division, we'll do that over a couple of segments here. Let's talk about Daniel Lynch last night, Brady.
Yeah.
Wasn't ideal, right? Went 2 1/3, gave up 3 runs. 2 of those runs were on a Shohei Ohtani home run. So, look, I'm not going to give a hall pass on that, but I'll give okay, they're playing the Dodgers and Shohei Ohtani got him once. It was certainly better than the last time out for Daniel Lynch, including that home run, 3 hits allowed in that 2 1/3 inning. If you go back a start, he went 1 2/3, gave up 3 hits, walked 2 guys, gave up 4 runs. So this start was better, was way better. Now, his numbers are going to get interesting. Like if you didn't realize how good Daniel Lynch had been this year, Daniel Lynch was as good as any reliever in baseball this year. So understand that with this experiment. Like, these numbers are going to go wild on him. And I hope it doesn't take away from his season. I know that he wants to do this, but it was the long ball last night that got him. He gave up a couple of home runs, in fact. I think that's okay progress. His pitch count went up a little bit. His innings worked went up a little bit. It's not like they were ever going to be able to say, okay, Daniel Lynch, now get out there and give us 6 innings. Like, it's going to be a little bit of a process just to even get him stretched out. And the 2 assignments, the Cubs, the Dodgers, not easy, certainly either. So we're working through it. But I thought a little progress was made yesterday.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Lynch can join a long line of pitchers who's given up a home run to Ohtani or Mookie Betts.
Got roughed up by the Dodgers a little bit.
Right. So, yeah, everything's in context. And, there was improvement there. And that's what we need to see, because right now, the rest of this season, and it's kind of been this way for really most of the season, especially since the All-Star break, it's just developmental time. Let's see what we have right now for next year. Let's see how much better they can get, and just get more of an idea of how we can plan for 2026. So I'm okay with it.
I'm okay. Now, I don't know how stretched out he'll get before the end of the season.
Sure.
How many starts he'll get. I think it's like 5 or 6 more at least. Can he get up to working through a 5 or 6 inning start? I want to say, like, by the end of the season, they'll have a pretty good idea of how they want to use him in the offseason. I cannot imagine before Reagan's went down and, you didn't ever get to see Marsh and Lugo. Like, I don't know if they ever thought about using him again, but circumstances have dictated that they may get to this offseason and say, boy, we probably ought to let Daniel Lynch try to be a starter again. Because the transition from being a starter to a reliever, much easier, right? You don't have to, like, stretch down to go be a relief pitcher.
You're already stretched, yeah.
Yeah. So, by the end of this season, if he's given you reasonable starts, then I would imagine that they'll go into the offseason and say, okay, Daniel Lynch, we want you to be a starter next season. That means, again, and we talked about this in the past, like, that means you're going to have to go spend on the bullpen, though. Like, if you lose Daniel Lynch and Ursig's not giving you a sign that he's going to be able to quite figure it out, and Carlos Estevez is probably a non-factor at this point, there's just nothing back there. You have to go spend some money on that bullpen. And maybe you won't have to spend much in the rotation now that you've made the decision, incorrect or correct, to keep Walker and Lugo, because Cameron's starting to find his form. If you have Lynch, if you have Luinder Avila, who's been a little banged up, I know, but, like, you're going to have enough options there where probably the point of emphasis in the offseason will become the bullpen. So we'll see for Lynch. I'm glad I'm glad he's doing it. I'm rubber stamping it. I don't care how poorly he does. I think this was the right move by the organization.
Plus, they're going to have to spend money on the bullpen this year anyway. So, I mean, that was already going to happen.
No question. And I think that they will. John Sherman he deserves they've taken a lot of grief, and deservedly so. He also deserves a lot of credit for opening up the checkbook and continuing to do that. And so I hope that continues. Jack Caglione had a hit last night again. Bobby Witt Jr. had a couple of hits last night again. Those two continue to lead the way for the Royals. The other very young player we watch, Carter Jensen, is still kind of trying to figure it out. They've taken him away from the top of the lineup. No surprise there that the rookie needs some time. Okay, Brady, let's get into the AFC West. Now, we've been doing divisions every day. This is our last one. It, of course, features the Chiefs, and it features teams that I really do think it features 4 teams who probably have gotten better than what they were a year ago. Now, sort of for me, Brady, just like with the Patriots, I don't know if I think the Broncos are winning 14 games again. I do, however, think their team in totality probably got better. I mean, they've added a lot of pieces here in Denver. The Chargers, just through getting healthy, should be better. The Chiefs, just through getting healthy, should be better. The Raiders are the one, and we can start with them. The Raiders are the one that are kind of the hardest to feel out. New coach, new quarterback, whether it's Kirk Cousins or Daniel Mendoza, we don't know that yet. But either one of those guys, likely they hope represents an upgrade of at least some kind. I don't know if their defense is going to be any good. It was not good, but it wasn't awful last year, but it wasn't good. How much better can they be? We know they're going to be better. They're going to be better just because they've added pieces to their offensive line, which was their absolute Achilles heel. Like if you go and look at some of the deep dive analytical numbers on Ashton Genty last year and what he was dealing with in his rookie year, getting hit constantly behind the line of scrimmage. I think he had the lowest yards before contact of anybody in the league. Like he actually did some pretty good things, but he never had a chance. And I think the Raiders, if nothing else, have attacked that offensive line aggressively this offseason. And so that, to me, that means they're going to be better, right? Just for that reason and that reason alone, they're going to be better.
They'll be better than 3 wins for sure. And looking at Genty's numbers last year, I mean, it was just a lot of inconsistency, which I mean you expect with the rookie year anyway, but especially with the offensive line issues that you mentioned. I mean, at Houston, December 21st, this was late in the season. It was a 2-point loss actually at Houston for the Raiders. But he had 128 yards, 5.3 average, 1 touchdown, and then 2 catches or 1 catch for 60 yards and a touchdown. So he's been able to put some things together and being that option in the backfield, and that'll help Kirk Cousins or Mendoza. So I'm high on him coming back. Kirk Cousins, I mean, that's going to add some confidence back there for the offense. Yeah, defense is going to be the biggest question mark when it comes to the Raiders, but I got to think they're going to be better than 3 wins. Clint Kubiak is in there. He was the offensive coordinator for the Seattle Seahawks last year, defending champions. So, he's an upgrade there as well. So they got to be better. How much better in a very tough division? I don't know.
I don't even know wins and losses better, but just better, right?
Product, yeah.
Brock Bowers is as talented as anybody in football. They brought in Lindenbaum, the center, gave him a ton of money. They've drafted some dudes. The line will be different. I don't think we could sit here and say we're certain the line will be better. I think there's a really good chance the line is going to be better. They don't have much at wide receiver, though. Like, it's kind of Brock Bowers and Genty, and I think they bring in Jalen Naylor, I believe, this offseason.
He's their number 2 on the depth chart.
They don't have much. They traded Jacoby Myers. Like, they just don't have much at wide receiver. Trey Tucker. I like Trey Tucker okay.
Yeah, he's their number 1. Yeah.
People remember Jack Besh out of TCU, but it's not a group that you're just like, whoa, now that's something. Yeah, it's just not. I think the right move is to play Kirk Cousins out of the gate.
Absolutely.
And then I think give Mendoza the ball probably, I don't know when their bye week is or anything like that, but somewhere around halfway through the season. Even if he severely outplays Cousins. Now, that's going to be hard to say if you're Clint Kubiak. Sorry, Rook, we know you did better, but we're going to play Cousins. I would just want to start with Cousins to kind of see how the line is, because the last thing I'd ever want to do if I was an NFL team drafting a rookie quarterback is send him out to the Wolves with a bad offensive line. We see that fail all the time in the NFL. Remember, what was it? I saw ghosts, Sam Darnold.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Just don't do it. Just don't do it. Go see what you've got on the line, adjust to that, then let your rookie get out there. Make it easy. Make it simple on the rookies. But again, the last thing you want to do is just send them out there and let them get annihilated behind a bad offensive line. So hopefully they can avoid that. Not Chiefs fans say hopefully, roll their eyes at that. Chiefs fans want them to suck. It's the Raiders, right?
If Mendoza's playing week 3, that's going to be a bad sign for the Raiders moving forward, for sure.
Yeah.
Bring him in. Drake May didn't start right away. I mean, he came in, I think about midway is when he kind of came in for New England. And we've always seen, Mahomes obviously sat out his first year.
Yep. Yep.
So
but Mahomes had Alex Smith and a playoff team and all those things.
Sure.
Their bye week's not till week 13. Ooh, can't really do that. Their schedule's pretty interesting. It's Miami to open, but there's a stretch there, like their October. Oh, good Lord. The Raiders' October is Chiefs, Patriots, Bills, Rams.
Yikes.
Three of those are home games. Are you willing to start Mendoza on the road? But there's not really a good spot. So you've got after that, you got the Jets. Okay, it's a road game. It's followed by another road game, coast to coast, by the way, at San Francisco. Oh, then you come back home. Oh, shoot, it's Seattle. Then it's at Denver. Do you start him at Cleveland in week 12 going into the bye? There's not really a good place to do it. So I don't know what they'll do. I mean, I don't think they're going to start him week 4 against Kansas City. They might. They've got back-to-back home games against the Bills and Rams. Do you roll him out there in week 6? It's going to be tough for them to find that spot.
Yeah, there's not a good window.
Spot. I mean, they could come out week 1. Best case scenario for the Raiders. I'm going to lay it out for you. You come out week 1 and you beat Miami behind Kirk Cousins. Take all that pressure off for a minute on Mendoza and then move forward and just kind of pick a spot. As long as Cousins is keeping it going. And obviously we don't ever, the other part about when we have these conversations about rookies, like, when do you play him? When do you start him? We're not at practice. We're not in part of the meeting room. Like, we don't know the mental side of it, how well he's grasping it. And probably that's going to be Mendoza's based on everything we've seen, heard, whatever. That'll be his strength in the NFL. You know, I don't know if he has all the physical stuff that we see but mentally, I mean, that guy loves football as much as Peyton Manning loved football.
Sure. Seems very sharp. And they're going to need that sharp offensive mind. And that's what that's the reason why they got Kubiak, because last year, Jacob, the Raiders points per game were dead last in the league. 14.2 points per game.
They didn't have anything.
No.
They didn't have anything.
It was bad.
They've got to be able to run the ball with Genty. I'm actually kind of high on Genty, but the line's got to be better. And they got to start things off through the run. Their two best players on that team are your young running back and your tight end. And Max Crosby, no offense. But we'll see. So we get that one out of the way. We're both picking the Raiders to finish last. Spoiler alert. We'll come back. We'll do a Brady pull in the next hour. We will do Chiefs, Broncos, Chargers in the next hour and finish off the AFC West preview. And then Kevin Saal is going to rejoin us after an abbreviated visit in the first hour. It's all coming in our final hour here at Sports Daily. It's Jacob and Brady. Don't go away.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
The canvas of our imagination. They tell a story, Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
83-1001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospitalized from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
K-Babble, all talk 24 hours a day. If you'd like to share your embarrassing problem with our listening audience, we invite you to call our therapist of the airwaves, Dr. Marvin Monroe. Our number is 555-PAIN. Don't be afraid. Call now. Okay, let's see. Next we have
Wichita's most listened to sports radio, 97.5 and 1240 KFH. This is Sports Daily.
Save your whining for when you're on the air, okay?
Yeah, we'll have plenty of that. Plenty of whining. I was going to be whining because Brady weaseled his way into pulling sports cards on the air live every day. Now I kind of like this segment. We'll get to it in a minute, the Sports Daily Poll. Welcome back in for a third hour live, everybody. Jacob Albrock, Brady Bowman here with you. We are beginning to get you ready for the football season. We'll finish our NFL previews today with the AFC West. We powered through the Raiders. Now we'll get into the good stuff in this hour a little bit later. And Kevin Saal is going to hop back in with us. Abbreviated first hour visit. My fault. We'll come back in and we'll get that on a couple of the topics that we've missed out on. Been a while since we talked to Kevin Saal, so looking forward to that. It's all what's on tap. Brought to you by the Wichita Brewing Company, your summer spot. Pizza and apps the whole group will love. Seasonal beers, full cocktail menu for the adults, and new dirty sodas and homemade root beer that keep the kids happy. WB, see you this summer at Wichita Brewing Company. Glad to be here with you. Another hour. We are going 8 to 11 live every day here on Sports Daily. Means you can call all 3 hours, 869-1240. Max is manning that KFH hotline for you. Thanks for watching us on 12 News Connected. We stream the show every day and also finding us on Facebook and YouTube and X. You can leave comments there that we can take over the air. You can also leave us voice messages through the Odyssey app. Good luck to all the kids out there back to schooling today. Good luck to all the parents out there back to schooling today. Fellas, take care of mom. Moms are sad today. You know, dads have probably a little different time. I mean, I'm sad the kids are going back to school, but there's a practical nature to it also. Like, I'm excited that the kids are excited to go back to school. I'm excited to find the routine in life a little bit of most of the year. Summers are great. And then you're like, okay, it's 105 degrees outside. I have run out of things to do with the kids, for the kids, and now they're just driving me up the wall asking, what can we do today? All day, every day of the summer. So take care of moms. Moms are mostly only sad today, I think, at least this morning. So good luck out there, kids and parents, to back to school day. All right, Brady, you've got your pack here. It's another 2025. We've had some delightful pulls in the first two. How many of these have we done now? Two? First 2 days of these.
2 days, 4 cards, yeah.
2 days. We've had Daniel Carlson, the unemployed former Las Vegas Raider kicker. We had Leonard Williams, also known as Leonard Williams. You can go back and listen to the Odyssey app for that reference. We had Walter Nolan, who neither of us could just real quick hip flex remember was a first-round draft pick in 2025. And Micah Parsons, as a Packer, is the biggest draw of the first 4-pack of cards. Brady, I think it's safe to say none of those are worth any money. I don't know, like what could you possibly pull out of a pack of 2025 that would be worth any money right now?
Who was the biggest standout rookie in last year's class? Maybe like a good Trevion Henderson rookie card would be a good pull.
Were you just going to pick a Patriot?
Well, yeah.
Josh Simmons, the left tackle for the Chiefs, had a better rookie year than. Well, come on.
No. Trevion Henderson was in the running for rookie of the year, offensive rookie of the year.
Yeah, that should tell you something. Wasn't a great good. Trevion Henderson wasn't that good. He was fine. A lot of people have big expectations for him this year. Okay. Ramondre Stevenson's pretty good. So, all right.
But I mean, it could be anything. You could have like some cool like autographed Mahomes card or something, or like, maybe a little game use jersey in there or something. I mean, who knows? Maybe some really rare serial numbered card. The possibilities are endless, Jacob. And I see that this stream, the views seem to be ticking up. I think people are ready. I mean, this is what we get up in the morning for.
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to get to that in just a second because there is some news that has come out this morning.
Oh, okay.
Appreciate Rick for the heads up on this. So there is a report out there right now from Rocco Miller, Brady. Rocco Miller, who has a relatively large following on X, a college hoops analyst, bracketeer.org. He works through the Field of 68. Now, we're a little more familiar with them as we've got some familiarity with Jeff Goodman. But he says that Wichita State and Kentucky are finalizing an agreement to play at Rupp Arena this season. Now,
wow.
We'll see if Kevin Saal has anything to say about that later in the hour. Not sure that he will or will be able to, but that's quite a report. So just we got our eye on that. Here we go. It's a good reason to be 3 hours live now.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't miss out on that. All right, we'll get to that in a little bit. Let's get to this poll. Here we go, Brady.
Excuse me, do you have the Carl Yastrzemski baseball card from 1973 when he had big sideburns?
Show me $30, because if you ain't got it, I ain't getting off the stool.
Sports Daily Pull.
All right, here we go.
Love that part.
Music for it.
All right, got this opened up.
Let that suspense build here a little bit.
It's a 4-card pack, so I'm trying not to
Card
see
pack.
the
Now,
other
Brady's
two.
not allowed. We're only pulling 2 a day here. Brady's not allowed to look at the other 2.
I'm trying to be careful because, you don't want to mess up those corners. That's when you mess
smudge the
everything up.
corners. Take down the rating.
Take down the grade, yeah.
Okay.
All right, put that away, and here we go.
Up first.
All right, up first. We got a good one. Brock Purdy.
2025 Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
well,
I like the little chrome finish on these cards, by the way.
It's a quarterback. It's always a good place to start. If we're comparing it, it's a good place to start. Brock Purdy last year, there have been better Brock Purdy years. He started 9 games.
Yeah,
20 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Like, of all the Brock Purdy years, it's probably the worst Brock Purdy year to get. 2024 wasn't that good. If you got a Brock Purdy, you'd want the 2023 Brock Purdy, wouldn't you?
Well, I mean, you always want the rookie card. Whatever the rookie was.
He had a pretty good year last year. He just was hurt. Like, he was effective when he was out there, but he was hurt. So, what are we gonna do with that? He rushed the ball fairly effectively in 9 games, about 14, 15 yards a game. Pretty good. A few rushing touchdowns. Brock Purdy's an interesting player this year. Did he ever get paid? Did Brock Purdy get his contract?
That's a good question.
Let me look at that. I know that was a point of contention on how much. Yeah, he did. 5-year, $265. So he got the big one. His total guaranteed money is high. His AAV is at $53 million. Let's just stack that up. We haven't had a lot of those. That hasn't been a big, it's almost a storyline every offseason. Not the biggest storyline this offseason. He slots in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9th right now in the NFL. That feels about right, doesn't it? Brock Purdy paid like a top 10 quarterback, still with a lot to prove. That feels about right. So, yeah, look, it's a big year for Brock Purdy. It's a big year for the 49ers. He's got some weapons there now. They brought back Debo. They've got Mike Evans there. George Kittle will be back. He appears to be ahead of schedule. They still got Christian McCaffrey. Could be a nice year for Brock Purdy. Go prove it to the haters that I thought he deserved that contract, and I thought San Francisco did a nice job of not resetting the market with Brock Purdy. But I think he's shown us enough when he's out there to tell you this dude's pretty good. This dude's pretty good.
I will say I think there's a little bit more pressure on him as far as the ceiling to be even higher. Of course, for him, then the only thing he can do now is win a Super Bowl because he went to overtime in one. Was very close to getting one.
Super Bowl. Like he's done a lot. He gets a bad rap.
But the way Mac Jones came in last season and still won games, I think you can probably have that question in your minds, like, oh, was Brock Purdy really that good, or was the rest of the team?
You have now found a way in this segment to reference Travion Henderson and Mac Jones.
That's right. All right, here we go. The second card.
Right,
I saw the back of it. It's a good one. We got a rookie card, I believe.
Uh-oh.
We do. Dylan Gabriel, rookie.
The 3rd or 4th string quarterback of the Cleveland Browns. Okay. Hang on. Now, you hang on to that one, Brady. If Deshaun Watson still can't play and Shadur Sanders gets hurt, that might be worth something.
That's true.
The Dylan Gabriel rookie card. How many quarterbacks do they have in Cleveland?
Oh, gosh. Well, definitely one too many. But, Dylan Gabriel,
what is
I don't
he
know.
At best right now? 3rd on the depth chart?
I think he's 3rd on the depth chart right now.
Okay.
But there's a lot of people who think who are still, in his camp and, maybe on another team he can emerge. I got the rookie card right here.
You a Dylan Gabriel stan? You believe in Dylan Gabriel?
Had a good year at Oregon.
He sure did. He did.
As the card says, 30 touchdowns and 6 picks.
All right, there you go. Listen, those are 2 pretty good ones. I mean, they're not bad. Not bad. Couple quarterbacks. Good way to start it. All right, we'll finish off that pack tomorrow here on Sports Daily. When we return, we'll get to the rest of the AFC West. Don't go away.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooded. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
The canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message, so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
831001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you
and inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas fan headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Sports Daily is on KFH.
All right, welcome back in, everybody, to Sports Daily. Thanks to Prairie Fire Coffee for keeping us, fueled up. It's time, Brady, to get the juices flowing. We're so close to football. We're so excited to do the AFC West today.
I need some coffee, Jacob, because I don't know if you've noticed, but I've had no coffee in my hand because I got this wisdom teeth thing to take care of. I can't drink or I can't have anything to eat or drink for 6 hours. So I haven't had anything.
Those.
I've been doing this without coffee.
Oh, that's we appreciate your
powering through.
On that. That's brutal. We'll have TJ in tomorrow. TJ and Savage. TJ will start the show off, and Savage will finish this up tomorrow. Should be fun. On
Does
Sports
TJ
Daily
bought some cards to pull?
Oh yeah, I still haven't. I gotta figure that out. Yeah, I gotta talk to Savage about that. No promises, people. No promises. Okay, here we go. Let's talk AFC West, Brady.
Yep.
We got the Raiders. We both put in the Raiders at the bottom. So, whatever. It's been well documented here and everywhere else around this part of the world where the Chiefs are sitting after the offseason. The big change with Kenneth Walker. We know they lost a lot of pieces on the defense. They've drafted defensive players up and down the board. Cyrus Allen's there. Travis Kelce is back. Patrick Mahomes looks healthy. Let's take you through the other ones real quick on the Broncos and the Chargers. The Chargers, of course, bring in Mike McDaniel, former head coach in Miami, considered one of the better offensive coaches in football. He is coming in. That's probably the biggest change they made. They bring in Biotic, the center, to come in to help an offensive line that was annihilated by injury. Now, it was really just kind of annihilated by injury. Otherwise, it was pretty good. They're good on the tackles. They just kept all getting hurt last year. They also brought in a new defensive coordinator. Keaton Mitchell, the former Raven, in there now to help depth. They brought in 2 tight ends, Charlie Kohler, you might remember, from the Ravens, and then David Njoku from the Browns, who's been a really good pass-catching tight end over his career. They bring in Alec Ingold, the fullback. They made a lot of moves this offseason. Khalil Mack is back. He was a potential guy. They lose Mekhi Becton. And then, they lose their center, but they got Biotic, who's probably an upgrade there. So that's the Chargers for you. Broncos quickly. The big move that they made was bringing over Jalen Waddle in a trade. They brought back J.K. Dobbins, and Bo Nix looks pretty healthy. They did a lot of internal housework, getting guys extended. But the big addition, of course, Jalen Waddle, and it sounds like Bo Nix is pretty healthy. Either of those teams, to me, are potentially winning this division, potentially going and representing the AFC in the Super Bowl. Is that too aggressive with these teams? I think they both have a chance to be really good.
Yeah, this division's a lot like the NFC counterpart that we went over a little bit, where you kind of have a feeling of who's going to be last. In that case, the Cardinals.
Yep.
This case, the Raiders. And then the other 3 are all very, very close, and sky's the limit, basically, for those 3 teams. And the additions, for the Chargers, it's all about the health of the offensive line. Joe Alt, he is fantastic, and really haven't been able to see his full potential because he's been dealing with injuries.
And Slater's so good. Alt wasn't even, supposed to be their left tackle. He was just playing right tackle. And their offensive line has a chance not only to just be healthy, it's got a chance to be really, really good.
Yeah.
I love Justin Herbert as a dark horse MVP candidate this year. And I say dark horse off the top of my head. I don't know where those odds lie. But I think, his ability to run it a little bit, if the line can protect him, they've unlocked Quentin Johnston. Lad McConkey's back. They bring in all these tight ends. He's a guy I'd be interested in if I were going to make MVP bets, because I think they've done a lot to help him. And he's the 5th odds-on favorite, 10-1. That's not juicy enough for me. I wouldn't make that bet, but I think he could be an MVP candidate this year for sure.
In the Chargers schedule-wise, they got a good chance it's you never take too much stock in a week 1 or 2 win, but it's really kind of how you can set yourself up out of the gate. And out of the gate, the Chargers host the Cardinals, and then they back home games, and they host the Raiders. Now they're at the Bills after that, and then at the Seahawks, and then the Broncos, at the Chiefs, at the Rams, then the Texans, at the Ravens. So they got a tough stretch after those first two.
All of the teams have a tough stretch because they drew the NFC West, right? So the Broncos, there's going to be no schedule relief for any of these 3 teams.
Right. But out of the gate, they can have a 2-0 start.
Oh, sure.
And
the Chiefs' schedule starts soft too.
Yeah.
I haven't looked at the Broncos' schedule. I don't even, with these 3, I'm not looking a whole lot at that because I think so much will get decided in the games that they play in the division, in the games in which they play each other. I think will be a lot of what we see on that. And so, that those are the strange dynamic of this division. I will tell you this. I think all 3 of them, Broncos, Chargers, Chiefs, are making the playoffs this year. Now, we haven't gone through and done our official, playoff, and we'll do some of that next week and over the next coming days. But Brady, I've got all 3 of them, I will say, are playoff teams. Now, this gets hard. I hope nobody's going back and reviewing the tape because I've now said 3 of these teams, playoff teams. I think 3 teams could come out of the AFC South. I think 3 teams could come out of the AFC North. I don't think 3 will come out of the AFC East, but there's not enough teams, right, for everybody to send 3. But I think that the Broncos, Chargers, and Chiefs all are thought of and have expectations at the moment of going to a Super Bowl. So, and that's realistic. It's not just like everybody says they can, right? Those 3 teams really can. How do we order them? Last year, it was just a quick reminder. The Broncos were 14-3. They never fell off like I thought they would. They never did. They stayed good all dang year. Might have gone to the Super Bowl if not for a quarterback injury. Chargers, 11-6, despite all those injuries. And then, of course, the Chiefs season got derailed, and they probably weren't making the playoffs even without the Mahomes injury. So for me, it gets really difficult because I love the way the Chiefs are designed. I think they've done a nice job this offseason, and they've pulled all the right levers. The problem I have is with so many new faces on defense, I also think they come into it among the 3. Like if we took all 3 teams, offense, defense, of those 6 components, I think the Chiefs' defense right now is the biggest question of those 6 components.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Yeah, I think that's fair for sure. And, the other thing about the Broncos, looking back to last season, they had a lot of – remember 2 years ago when the Chiefs had just all those crazy comebacks and really, really close, crazy wins.
Yep.
That was the story of the Broncos last year. And as we saw with the Chiefs last year, it went the other way. It can go the other way really fast. So there's that question on, are they going to be that fortunate in close games all the time this season like they were last season? But I think Bo Nix, he's established himself. Like going into last season,
that
it was
injury happened late.
Yeah, it happened late. But as far as the confidence in their quarterback going into last season, there was still kind of a question of like, well, what type of quarterback is Bo Nix going to end up being? And he's established himself now. That's not a question. They got their franchise guy. So that's helpful for them going into next season. But yeah, I wonder about, are they going to be that fortunate in close games like they were last year? Because they were really fortunate in some close games a season ago.
Which it went sideways on the Chiefs last year.
Right.
Would you believe me if I told you or recall that the Chiefs, Brady, the Chiefs had a positive point differential despite being 6-11.
Isn't that crazy?
And despite not having Mahomes for a while. They had a positive point difference. You want to talk about the unlucky, all of that good luck that where they found what, like it all unraveled and went the other way on them last year. And that is honestly what makes this so hard for me is to remember how close they were in so many instances and circumstances, whether it was just silly, stupid stupid mistakes late in games where you're like, what is happening? I have to consider that as well. A couple of weeks, I want to come into this and be like, I think the Chargers are going to win the division. And we've been fooled by that before. But I like Mahomes and Herbert more than I like Knicks. I think, the Broncos, Waddle being there with Sutton and Evan, that offense has a chance to be really, really good with Sean Payton. The Chargers and Chiefs have offenses that feel like they could be just terrifyingly efficient this year, right? The Chargers, they bring in all these tight ends. They've got, kind of a possession receiver that scares you, Ladd McConkey, who did have a down year last year. They unlock Quentin Johnston as the big play guy. Their offensive line, if it stays healthy, ought to be as good as anybody, including the Chiefs. They drafted Omarion Hampton last year. They've got some depth at that position. Audric Estime is still there and showed signs of life. This has the classic Jim Harbaugh. We're going to run it, and we're going to pick you apart in the pass game when we need to. This feels that way. Feels like the old Harbaugh 49ers offense to me.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, you look at the depth chart, you look at the roster, and you just see a lot of dudes. Got a good kicker too.
All three of the teams had good defenses last year. The Chiefs certainly have the most questions on, as I mentioned a little bit ago, the most questions that exist for any of these teams is the defense, in my opinion, the defense for the Chiefs. That's where the most questions exist. I think the Chiefs are going to have a good offense. I think the Chargers are going to have a good offense. I think the Broncos are going to have a good offense. I think the Broncos are going to have a good defense, and I think the Chargers are going to have a good defense. I think the Chiefs can have a good defense, but it, to me, is the biggest unknown. They also have Patrick Mahomes. They also have Andy Reid, and I'm just not taking anybody over those guys. So admittedly here, I usually have a pretty good feel for what I think the Chiefs are going to do, whether it's right or wrong. Like, I'm confident in it. I'm not confident in it this year and how to order these three teams. My gut has told me for a while, take the Chargers to win the division. So I'll do it. I could see it in any order of the three. And then I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to take the Chiefs third in this division again. They're going to bounce back here. It just makes too much sense. It's all too possible and likely. But then am I putting the Broncos third? And that doesn't even have to do with the bit or the shtick that I had last year of just never buying into the Broncos. Like, I'm totally bought into the Broncos. I don't really care at what order they finish the division, because I really do think they're all, if, reasonably healthy in the postseason, capable of winning road games, home games, and going to a Super Bowl. Doesn't really matter. It's like, we got to pick them in an order. I think I'm going to take Chargers, Chiefs, Broncos. And not feel good about it at all.
That's what I was going to say.
Not even a little bit do I feel good about that.
You can make an argument for every single different order and be like 100%. Right in that argument.
In fact, I feel like I'm taking the biggest risk by taking the Chargers there. I do. Because we've done this so many times with the Chargers, and they don't do it for whatever reason. Whether it's, like, I don't think the injuries are an excuse. I think that's that's why that didn't happen for them last year, because they just could not stay healthy, and they were still pretty good. I do believe in their coach a ton, and I think Justin Herbert's really good, but I think they'll run it probably as much as the Chiefs run it, honestly. Like, I'm just looking at those two offenses as being so laser efficient that the reason I'm going to take them in that order. And shame on me. Bo Nix had a great year last year. A good year last year. We'll call it a good year last year. Can he replicate it? Can he take it a step further? That, to me, is the bigger unknown. I think all three teams have a great coach. And I think Herbert and Mahomes, to me, are great quarterbacks. And this will be the year Nix can join that echelon of NFL quarterbacks if he's capable. It's that probably puts me with the Broncos third. Can Bo Nix replicate? Can he take a step forward? How healthy is he? His injury, of course, happened much later than Patrick Mahomes. So that's why I have them third.
I'm gonna go, and this is basically just assuming and hedging that Kenneth Walker is just going to be that home run hitter and really kind of just change the dynamic and efficiency of the Chiefs offense to help that defense. So I'll go with the Chiefs to win the division. I'll go Chargers. Oh man, I'm doing what you did, because like when you think about it, but then you say it and I'm like, am I really saying that a 14-3 team is going to be third in the division this year? But yeah, I'm going to go with that. I'm going to go Chiefs 1, Chargers 2. We'll say Chiefs are like 12-5. And we'll say the Broncos and Chargers are going to be tied at 11-6. And the Chargers will have a tiebreaker against the Broncos.
The fact that they match up with the NFC West is hilarious. Like, it's going to suppress win totals for these divisions.
Right.
Like, we're all sitting here and like talent-wise, yeah, I would agree with you. I think if we take the top 3 teams out of both of the NFC and AFC West, all 6 of those teams feel like 12, 13 win teams. Right?
Sure.
Very probably not happening because they all play each other either twice or once. There's not enough wins out there for them. So how that all sorts out on both sides will be fascinating. I'll tell you, the Patriots, the Bills, like any of these good teams that play maybe in bad divisions have a real opportunity. The opportunity, it feels like the opportunity there for me is in the AFC East. And that's probably it. Maybe the NFC East, depending on what you think of Washington now without their starting left tackle. Maybe the Cowboys or Eagles can get an advantage of just not having as many great teams to play this year.
Yeah, as far as the easiest path to a number 1 seed.
Right. For whatever that means. And I think, and that's one of the reasons, like, I keep coming around when I tell you, like, man, the Cowboys have a real opportunity. It's because if they can be better than the Eagles, they could have a chance to maybe pile up some wins and get some home field, and that would be a big difference maker for them. Now, for teams like the Chiefs or the Broncos or probably the Chargers, because the way I think the Chargers will play football this year, I don't really care if they have home or road playoff games this year. We know the Chiefs are fine. They've won a Super Bowl by going on the road for every game. It doesn't, like the NFC West, are you going to be scared off if the Rams or the Niners or the Seahawks have to go on the road in the postseason? Not really. I mean, if you want to say the Rams, because they'll throw it more than probably all of these teams we're talking about, man, their defense in the snow, good luck.
All right.
So, oh, man. I don't know how much we just accomplished because we have like zero confidence in the order there of those things. The AFC West is wild, man. It's going to be so fun this year. One more reason, by the way, Mahomes is totally playing week 1. Totally playing week 1 against the Broncos. Okay, we should have Kevin Saal again, a rejoin from the Wichita State Athletic Director. We have a lot to cover. We'll see if we can get it back here on Sports Daily.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
the canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
310-01 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas fan headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Sports Daily is on KFH.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. Glad we were able to reconnect with Wichita State Athletic Director Kevin Saal. We'll have Kevin, we'll get you in here every other week. We got a little wire crossing done this morning. It's been bouncing around on both ends. Glad to have you back in. Appreciate it. You surviving back to school?
Yeah, twice in one day. How'd you guys get so lucky?
We are so lucky, so lucky. And the timing is interesting. Now, Kevin, this just kind of coming down. I don't know if you've even seen this. You may not be happy it's out there. There is a national college basketball analyst that has put out a report that Wichita State's headed to play Kentucky this year. Are you in any position to talk about that? Is that something in the works that you can shed any light on, not shed any light on, deny outright anything?
Yeah, well, what I would tell you is that regardless of the game, the location, whatever it is, when all the administrative components are done, right? The boxes are checked, the I's are dotted, the T's are crossed. That's typically when we announce things. So I'm not sure. I haven't seen it. I've been with our student athletes this morning. We got about 86 new student athletes going through orientations today and tomorrow. Busy week with classes started yet, so I won't comment on scheduling specifications or speculation on that. When we have something that's final, we pretty much put it out immediately, so there's not a whole lot of time.
Okay, we'll keep our eye on that then, Kevin. That came out within the last hour or so. I want to go back to something we tried to get in and we were cramming everything in. Let's go back to the contract extension for Paul Mills. You mentioned it's a part of a plan, and the timing of it makes sense. I think if we look at contracts and try to understand how these things happen. I do think, though, like from an observation point on the outside, it does look like, and I think this was natural. It looks like, man, you guys are confident in where this thing's headed. The retention, I'm not sure we've had you on even since all these players decided to come back, but the retention, this contract extension, it feels like things are in a good trajectory with Shocker basketball.
Well, and I'm hopeful that that's not a surprise, Jacob, to you or to me, because we've spent the last, 3.5 years together on radio every other week talking about trajectory of all of our programs. But as it relates to men's basketball, obviously we've gone from 15 wins to 19 wins to 24 wins. When you look at retention, you might remember from Coach Mills' first year to his second year, we retained we lost 3 to the portal that particular year, and the average team in the American lost 8 to the portal. And so that was from my perspective, was a verification of a data point that, certainly that I gathered in initial conversations with Coach Mills, and we were looking to hire because he was able to keep an Oral Roberts team together for a Sweet 16 run and another NCAA tournament in his last year. With very little roster resources. And so that really raised the flag for me to say, okay, and we dove into that. We had a lot of discussions about that. I wanted to understand how he was doing that. And it's a number of things. The other piece that I think you can point to there is in the last 3 years, we've had players that chose to stay at Wichita State when they could have gotten larger packages and dollars elsewhere. And so you ask the simple question, where are players seeing value other than the dollar? And I think there's a lot of answers to that question, from development to playing time to having a definitive plan and executing that plan to doing exactly what we say we're going to do and not messing around with, details or money or all those things, and just being honest and transparent. I think this is a really good place for players. We've talked about on your show before that, the agents and the representatives in the college basketball community have come back to Wichita State, whether it's Coach Mills or somebody on our staff or us, and talked about the level of comfort of placing players at Wichita State because we do exactly what we say we're going to do. We don't play games. We don't jack around with people's packages. We don't overpromise and underdeliver. And people have a great deal of confidence when they come to Wichita State that they're going to get exactly what we say they're going to get, and that builds a reputation. So I think the retention piece has been very good. We've been in the postseason the last couple of years, made a nice run, had our largest margin of victory in Stillwater last year. You can look at it competitively, guys, and there's a lot more to it. You can look at it academically. I think Coach Mills and the staff have had 4 of the top 15 GPA or top 5 GPAs in the history of our program. They do a great job in service to the community. And so we've talked time and time again about direction determines destination. And I think it's important. A couple things are important to understand that Coach Mills spent 6 years at Oral Roberts. And after the first year, you can look at whether it's the conference record, the overall record, whatever the case may be, there was improvement in the record all 5 of the years following his first year. That has also been the case here at Wichita State. There has been improvement every single year. And so we truly believe that direction determines destination. We like the direction that we're on. I think the contract discussions were very fulfilling from my standpoint. I think Coach Mills is very appreciative of the trust that President Muma, our university's executive team, and myself place in him to lead our program with character and integrity. And so that's what we did. And you will notice that the last 2 years of the original 5-year contract are the exact same as the first 2 years of this new 5-year contract. And we added 3 years with the what we believe are responsible, methodical investments in our head coaching position over time, so that we can ensure that 5 years from now that we are keeping up with our peers in terms of that package. And so we think it's been a very reasonable approach, and obviously we're thrilled with the result.
Kevin, when it comes to the timing of this contract extension, was this a thing with both Wichita State and Coach Mills kind of on the same sort of timeline where both were kind of feeling like, hey, let's talk about this? Or was it Wichita State introducing this to Coach Mills or the other way around? How was that the timeline of that process?
Yeah, and I think that this the concept itself is not hard to grasp, but maybe the day-to-day implementation and execution of what I'm getting ready to describe. As the director of athletics, I also serve as the sport administrator for men's basketball. So Coach Mills and my discussions are A to Z about the program. Every element of the program that you can possibly think of, we discuss, we evaluate, we're trying to advance and move forward. And so obviously this is one of those many, many elements. And so when you get to postseason review of where we are with our program and plans and goals and aspirations as we move forward, it's a natural part of the conversation. And like I said before, there's nothing really magical about the timing. It was a part of that global discussion and progressed at its own speed, as much of those elements do when we talk about improving the program. So again, I just want to stress there really was nothing strategic or really inventive about the timing. It's just the natural course of timing in those conversations.
Paul Mills is the coach moving forward, and expectations are going to be high. I would suspect, Kevin, that Wichita State will be picked to win the league. I think the growth of the team last year from the start of the year to the end of the year was what really stood out to me, and so much of that feels like it could translate into this year. I would imagine you guys, if that is indeed what happens, and you're picked to win the league, and the expectations are there, and we know there's been some really exciting scheduling news, both announced and now reported, but not announced. We'll see on that later. That you guys like this buzz, right? These are the things that feel like get the Shocker basketball program back to the level when we're talking about it on and off the court that it needs to be at.
Yeah, I agree. And again, we've talked about the direction and the momentum that we've been trying to build here the last 3 years. I can tell you that we are approaching very quickly with the ticket renewal due date this Saturday. We are approaching very, very quickly a 90% renewal rate from last year. You guys will remember that we sold 600 new season tickets last year. We're sitting at close to 300 this year with the goal of eclipsing 500. So if you're renewing at a 90% clip and you got 1,100 new tickets, then obviously you can do the math on that growth. Our revenue goals are bold, and we're tracking along very well. You guys have seen the fundraising success that collectively we've had as a department. We've had a $500,000 anonymous gift, and we're in a matching campaign for that. There are more significant gifts to announce going down the road. And I think it's really important for us to understand within the context, I think, where Coach Mills sits with the history of our basketball program. So you guys know that we have been tracking wins for Coach Mills through his first season, his second season, and his third season. As we've gone through 3 seasons, Coach Mills ranks second all-time in 118 years of basketball at Wichita State, and 30 different head coaches. He ranks second all-time in wins through 3 seasons. And I think you could make a very strong argument that he's doing so within the context of a rapidly evolving and very challenging environment in college athletics, maybe different than has been the case in the history of our program. We're doing it. I think you can also make the argument that we're doing it in an American Athletic Conference that presents more day-to-day and week-to-week challenges. It's a more expensive. It's a more competitive league than we've been involved in. And so I guess I tell you that, the context and the success that's going on within the context is really important for us as we evaluate where we're going. And we are pleased with the direction. That doesn't mean that we're satisfied with where we are. You can go look at credible sources like Torvik and see that we're the highest ranked in the preseason. We'll get coaches' preseason rankings, but at the end of the day, guys, those preseason rankings in a quarter will get you a cup of coffee, and we got to go out and earn it. And at the end of the day, we do have high expectations to win conference championships and get into the NCAA tournament and eventually make deep runs in the NCAA tournament. We feel like we're positioned well to do that.
Kevin, we talking about this buzz, right? This buzz of Wichita State with the basketball program and everything else when it comes to the expanded NCAA tournament with Wichita getting first 4 games for the next 2 years. That interest. There's a changing landscape in Wichita, previously known as Cessna Stadium, Crossland Stadium. That's starting to develop more. Just talk about just that overall excitement that's going on right now in Wichita and Wichita State and the campus and Crossland Stadium, everything going on.
Yeah, and so I just spent about 30 minutes with our new student athletes in their orientation this morning, and we talked about the Shocker way and our core values, our student athlete development, our competitive aspirations. And you guys will remember 4 years ago when I arrived, we set out a pretty bold 5-year strategic plan that involved academics, it involved community service, and it involved a competitive piece. We can start with the competitive piece. We aspire to win 15 championships, and we've gotten to 12. We need to win another 3. The previous, what would that have been? The previous 6 years in the American, I think we had 6 championships. And so we have doubled that in the last 4 years as a credit to our coaches and our student athletes. We need 3 to hit the goal. We want to be a top 100 athletics program. We have transitioned from 247 to 151 to 146. We're getting really close. Our community service numbers are the highest that they've been, over double what we aspire to do, and the academic performance is unprecedented. And so we feel like there's a lot of really good things going on, number one. And number two, we've got over $100 million in capital construction dedicated specifically to athletics. And so it is a very fun time to be a part of this program.
Kevin, we appreciate it. Thanks for the extra session. We'll talk again in a couple of weeks, that much closer to basketball season. Good luck with the start of the school year, and we'll do it again soon. That's it. You hear the music, everybody. That'll do it for Sports Daily. We'll see you tomorrow.
When the Big 12 speaks, we listen. And on Tuesdays, we go straight to the source. Catch James Westling from Big 12 Radio